I'm gonna try to help you with some tips I've learned on making maple syrup. Here's first off, you gotta identify the tree, and these maple trees have buds on them in January, or this is February now, I guess. But I think you can see these, and that's kind of strange to see buds on a tree in January, but your maple trees will have them, and very few other trees will. I found some time-saving tips on making maple syrup. Like I say, this tree here, I'm looking at, it's facing the south, and then if you see, it's got a nice diagonal, and that'll help too, so that you drain quite a bit of syrup out. And these are kind of a hit and miss. Not every tree is going to be producing. So if it doesn't produce, you want to go to another, identify another tree and skip that. Skip the tree that doesn't produce. But another trick I found is that instead of boiling the sap all the way down, I freeze it. And I put it I gather plastic water jugs and I put it in like your gallon water jugs work the best. Don't use milk jugs because they'll have a residue to them, and everything you boil down is going to have nothing like. I don't think you want your maple syrup to taste like rotten milk. So just best with water jugs, and but I'll freeze it and I'll put it in a freezer for about a couple days at least 10 below zero. That's Fahrenheit, and then I'll boil that down. What that does is it'll separate the ice will separate from the water will separate from the sugar for the most part, and instead of a 40-1 on these soft maples or 44-1, you're actually going like a 7 or 8-1. I think I haven't got real specific with it, but you throw away a lot of water when you do this, and it makes it a whole lot easier to make syrup. A few other things I use, I don't put as big of holes in the tree as what a lot of people do. What I use is just a 1/4-inch drill, and then I'm using black DOT plastic. You'd probably get something at the hardware store as well, but that works good. I'm going to try to identify another tree here. But that works good, and then the tree heals fast. Here's another one with a nice big diagonal to it, if you can see that. And but I found this really makes it easier to make that maple syrup, in that you don't have to boil down near as far, and it doesn't take near the energy or the time. A few other tips. You don't want to be boiling it down in the kitchen because it'll leave a sticky residue all over the hood of your stove and stuff like that. So you're better off to do it out in the garage, with like a grill burner. It seems like the 110 coil burners, they don't get hot enough. So you want to be going with a, if you do it, you want to either have a stove that will get good temperature out there, or you want to have like a grill that will really throw some flame. But a few other things you want to, generally you figure your water will boil at 212. You want to find your boiling point, your initial boiling point, and then raise the temperature up 7 degrees, and you'll have maple syrup. If you pull it off before that, it gets runny. So you want to try to get that 7 degrees. And if you get any hotter than that, what'll happen too, it'll start to get sugar in the bottom, like crystals. So this is my second video. I put one up that was pretty staticky, and I hope this is a little better. I was on a windy day the last time. But yeah, last year I think I pulled just shy of 2 gallons. I'm going to see if I can top that. 2 gallons of syrup. So you're looking at, I probably pulled just around 100 gallon of sap and froze it down and then separated it. You can see that you want to pull that sap out of the freezer for about 3 hours, and then you're able to dump real sugary water off of there. and then you boil that down. Like I say, it's about a 7 or 8 to 1, I think, boil down, and it really eliminates a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it makes it a little funner to where you don't have to do it all day. So I might shoot another video when I do put my taps in, but I'll usually tap them close to the ground. I'll put that water jug up against the tree, and I'll put those. I'll take and put about 2 or 3 taps into one jug, and like I say, that tree will heal real fast with those small holes. So I hope I covered a lot for you, and that will help you. It makes maple syrup a whole lot quicker, and takes a lot of the work out of it. All right, good luck.